we're going. Okay, get a quick start going here. I still have a camera down. I can't figure out why that camera won't work, and that's the camera that is the natural camera. That's the camera that I want to look at when I talk to people. So this camera is overhead to kind of look down. Of course, this camera makes me look thinner here, but bigger here. Anyway, so I'm still a camera down. This microphone's still not working. I don't know what's wrong with this microphone, but so here we are, back to week 4. Dealing with gremlins, but we're back on week 4 of the Halloweeny season. Last week, let me turn this keyboard off. Last week, I love this keyboard. Did I show you this? I got a wireless keyboard. I don't know why I didn't do this years ago. I was always fighting with the keyboard, and every time I tried to move the keyboard out of the way, I would push a button, and whatever button I pushed would do something over here, and it would jack with the chat, or it would jack with the programming, it would change, or it would put the computer to sleep accidentally because I pushed the sleep button. With this keyboard I can turn off, and I just turn it off, and I just move it out of the way. Gosh, I don't know why I didn't do that years ago. I've only been doing this, what, 7? Let's see, junior's 9. I've only been doing this 9 years, and I never bought a keyboard with an off switch before. Hey, Pamela. Hey, did you win the lottery? Pamela's up there in the panhandle of Oklahoma, and I saw that the Powerball lottery was won by someone in Guyman. Was it you? Tell me it was you. Was it? Because it would just be awesome if it was you. You could put an art community. We could all move up there around you, where you could move to Houston, because it's beautiful here and it doesn't get cold. Tell me, let us know if it was you that won the lottery. I don't think it was, though, because you're here. If I had won the lottery, I would probably be doing this show from Paris. But, that's me. Okay, it is the 4th week of the Halloweeny season. I love me some Halloweeny. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love me some Halloweeny. The Halloweeny season, we got shorted a week because a couple of weeks ago I missed out. But don't fear, because our next week's show is on Day of the Dead, so we're going to go ahead and obviously we're going to steal that one for Halloweeny. And she said, "Oh, I so wish that that would so happen." So no, she didn't win the lottery. Dang it! Dang it! I'm still looking at this camera. I need to just turn this camera off so that I quit looking at it, because it's not the camera that's working. So anyway, so yeah, she didn't win the lottery. We would put us in. I kid you not. I bet you anything, if she won the lottery, because it's $400 million. If she won the lottery, she would put an art community in, and there would be horses. I'm telling you, it would be a lovely thing. Okay, so yeah, this is the book. Last week on the Artistic Biker, we did the Blot, because on Halloween everybody could do monsters. We do things that are truly terrifying, like an empty fridge with a house full of kids. And then last week we did the ink blot. And if you're doing Inktober, where you're drawing with ink and you get an ink blot on your page, your page is just ruined. Just wad it up and throw it away. So that was the fear last week. This week I was kind of going back and forth. I was kind of waffling on some fears. I mean, we thought about the days right now are going between 80, 90 degrees during the day, so the air conditioning kicks on, to 50, 60 degrees at night, so the heater kicks on at night. And I know that the electric bill is probably going to be right at $300. That's pretty scary. And then, of course, now next month it'll only be like 80. So it is a trade-off. But anyway, that's kind of scary. And then there's other fears. I mean, there's like walking, hearing the dog Ralph in the bedroom at night. You know that noise that dogs do in the middle of the night? That's terrifying. Or walking through the house in the dark and you step in something wet and squishy. That's terrifying. The idea that you swallow 29 spiders in your lifetime. That's terrifying. I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot of things. Hey Terry, there's just a lot of things that could really be terrifying. I think I've settled on one though. So let's turn the page and get started. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's all kinds of really scary stuff. You don't have to make up scary stuff. There's all kinds of really scary stuff out there. Your 14-year-old daughter filling up a notebook, signing her name with some other boy's last name. I mean, there's stuff out there that's just really, really terrifying. I mean, let's think of some other stuff that's really, really terrifying. I'd say your son wants to comes home and tells you he wants to learn how to tap dance. That's terrifying. Or your son comes home and tells you he wants to learn how to play drums. That used to be really scary, but it's not scary anymore because you can buy electric drums and give him a set of headphones, and he can drum to his little heart's content. So that's not nearly as scary as it used to be. We were talking about girl 2 is just tried out for chamber orchestra for the region, which is unheard of for her because this is her first full year to play. This time last year she had never even picked up a bow. And she was eligible to try out for regional chamber orchestra. Her orchestra director encouraged her to do so. Said that she was more than capable of doing so. She came in. She played. It was a blind audition where they put the kids out there, but they don't let the judges see the kids because the judges are regional school teachers, and they don't want them to be tainted by the idea that that's their student out there. So they can't see the kids when the kids are playing. All they can do is sit around the corner and listen. And she made second alternate in the region. Now, she was really, really upset about that. Second alternate in the region. She was really upset about that. Until I pointed out to her, this time last year you'd never even picked up a bow. This is how far you've come in 1 year. Imagine what's going to happen next year. Because you're going to finish out she's in the 8th grade. You're going to finish out the 8th grade year, and then you're going to go to high school. Where's my water bottle? You're going to finish out the 8th grade, then you're going to go to high school and start high school orchestra, and hopefully you'll start high school orchestra in the chamber. I don't know. She'll probably have to try out for that. But I don't know when high school chamber tryouts are. But anyway, we were talking about I told you all that to tell you we were talking about getting her an electric bass, an electric double bass, so that she could practice at night and not disturb anybody. But the truth of the matter is that when you pull a bow across the strings, it still makes that evil hiss. I mean, it still makes the bass noise. So I don't think that really. Of course, it doesn't have the body to amplify it. We'll have to play with one to see how it works. But if that works, I'll get her an electric bass so she can practice anytime she wants to, without fear of waking the household up or disturbing whatever movie we're watching. But it used to be terrifying if your kid got drums for Christmas, but now they're electric and you just put a headphones on them and you can't hear them anymore. So that's not a fear anymore. Terry, how are you doing? We found out already that Pamela didn't win the lottery. Did you win the lottery? Where are you, Terry? Are you in North Carolina? Did you win the lottery? I don't even know what I'd do if I won the lottery. That Mega Millions lottery was up to $1.6 billion. They had a $999 million payout. I'm not sure I could live on that. I'd have to make some serious lifestyle cuts to try to live on $999 million. I have to fire the upstairs maid, one of them. Lynette, not Maria, not the pretty one. We're not firing the ginger. She's in Maryland, doesn't play the lottery, she's not giving them their money. Yo, what is it Dave Ramsey says? The lottery is a tax on people who are bad at math. I think that's probably accurate. It doesn't matter. We play because it's entertaining for us to sit there for a couple hours. We'll sit there for 3-4 hours, and we'll talk about how we're going to spend the money we know we're not going to win. It's just a matter of entertainment for us. Matter of fact, most of the times when we play, we never even go back and look at what the we never even go back and look and see if we won. My over-the-shoulder camera. Is this my over-the-shoulder camera started working? Look, I got an over-the-shoulder camera. What happened? Okay, I really want to know what's going on with my kids have stolen my paint way over there. I'm sitting here looking for my red paint, my black paint. My kids have stolen. There's my white paint. Good Lord. Never let your kids in your art studio. No, this is not true. You always have to let your kids know. I got to teach them to put my stuff back. I have to learn to put my stuff back before I can teach them to put my stuff back, I guess. Ugh. I got a chair. I got a new chair. My old chair that I've had for all these years broke. And I got this new metal chair. It's wicked comfy, but it's too tall to slip up under. You can see it's too tall to slip up under my table. And so it because it's too tall to slip up under my table, I can't just sit down on it and turn around and scoot in. I've got to find creative ways because I'm fat. All right. Let's see here. Lubricate. Spread it around. I feel like I'm crowded. With all this stuff. Alright, there we go. Now I feel like I can move comfortably. I don't know how paint gets all over everything. It's crazy. Forgot what I was talking about. Oh, fears. Genuine fears, real fears. Let's talk about stuff that's really scary. Winning the lottery would be scary. I'd like to be that kind of afraid, though. Yes, I'm $999 million afraid. But no, we'll sit around. Like I said, the last few times we didn't even look to see if we won. Who knows? We may have won $4,000 or $5,000 over the years and never claimed it. It's just fun to do. Your daughter won the lottery this time. When you say won the lottery, let's be more specific, because that still counts. She won her ticket money back plus a couple more dollars. Oh, so she got one number in the Powerball. Yeah. That's probably the closest I would have come. I've got a buddy that went into a pool and with some other guys, and it's him and 4 other guys. And they won. They hit 4 of the numbers, and so they won $10,000. And he's mad because it's $10,000. They were 1 number off. They got 4 numbers in the Powerball, so they won, or the Mega Ball rather, and so they won $10,000 between the 5 of them. So after taxes, they're looking at getting $1,500–$1,600 a piece, and he's mad because they were 1 number off. He's mad. And he was just going off about how mad he was, and I was teasing him. I was like, "Yeah, I'm so mad. I only won $1,500. I'm so poor. Pity me. I'm so mad." Yes, yes. Feel the anger. Feel the rage. Let the hate flow through you. Yes. Again, I don't know how paint gets all over everything. You gotta make that really hit hard to penetrate if you do it thick like that. I did it too thick. May not work. Oh well. It's gonna work enough for me. Matter of fact, maybe I'll carve out a window right here. Some way to make that stand up just a little bit so y'all can see that without glare. I have this table thing over here I could do with that, but I don't know. Whoa, this painting just went really dark. Don't talk about anger anymore. The problem is I have an idea of what I want to do. Hey, Carol. She said, she typed "so, Blade," but she meant to say "boo, Blade." Are you booing me or are you scaring me? I think you're trying to be a ghost. Boo! Ah! Little ghost, wanna scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? I'm the only one to see you, and I said too much to please you. It's time to meet the Lord above. From the moment that I met her, I did not expect a specter. When I shook her hand, I really shook her glove. You know what? I'm going to set this aside. It's already 6:51. I feel like I'm just rushing through it. I got a new fountain pen. I could stop for a minute and tell you about my new fountain pen. This is the second one of these I bought. I believe all it says on it says made in Japan. And it has some Japanese figures on it. And then it says 3776 platinum. That's all it says on it. You could probably search platinum 3776 on Amazon and get this sucker. First off, it's got a threaded cap which seals to keep the ink from evaporating out of the thing, which I like. So the ink stays in this thing longer than all the others. But this is the second one of these I bought because the first one I bought had a medium nib. And I didn't really have a use for it. I didn't really like it. But I liked the color. And my daughter liked it. So I gave it to girl too. But then I started looking at the options, and they had an ultra fine nib. And so I bought it with an ultra fine nib. And the description of this thing says that if a flexible nib is what you're interested in, this is not the pen for you. And they are absolutely right. That is a steel nib, and it is ultra fine. And that is, I'll show you here in a minute when we get into what's on your easel. That thing, all of a sudden, it took my cross hatching to a whole new dimension. I've only used it once on the cross hatching so far, and I'm already impressed with it. This is it's fabulous. But I'll show you the results just on that one drawing here in a few minutes when we do what's on your easel. I just, you know. Little ghost, one I'm scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? Yeah, I'm the only one that sees you, and I can't do much to please you. And it's not yet time to meet the Lord above. Every morning I awoke, I would see my little ghost, wondering if it's really her that's lying there. I'd mean to hug her and I'd kiss her, but not brave enough to kiss her. When I held her, I was really holding her. Little ghost, one I'm scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? Hey, how's the sound tonight? Pamela, it's a platinum 3776 is all it says on it. I brought the box out here too because I thought there might be more information on the box, but really all the box says is platinum. Since 1919, Japan, for your writing pleasure. That's all the box says is platinum. But 3776 is the numbers on it. And it's the ultra fine nib. Ultra fine nib. I didn't think, when I first started using a fountain pen, I didn't think I ever wanted an ultra fine nib because I thought it would just be scratching on the paper. And when I first wanted it, I wanted it to work like my brush pen, where I could vary the tip. And so, oh, thanks, Terry. Terry says it sounds good. When I first got into fountain pens, I thought I wanted one with more of a flexible nib, so that I could use it, like my brush pen, and it would just be variable, where I could just have a real fine point and then put a little pressure on it, get a broader point, and go back and forth between it. But it turns out, no, I don't want that in a fountain pen. I want to be able to put a really fine crosshatch across there, and then when I want a nice thick fine line, I want a nice thick fine line, and I want the thick fine line to obviously differentiate from the cross hatching, so that the cross hatching looks more like shading. And so the more I played with it, the more I realized this is a really good idea. I'm not going to tell the wife. I think this thing was 70 bucks. Would have been easier to tell the wife how much it cost if I had won the lottery, but I didn't win the lottery. No, she knows. It's not like she can't just look at the checking account or our Amazon account and see what I spent on it. But you know, this is about 70 bucks on Amazon, and I went ahead and paid the other 10 or 12 bucks for a refillable cartridge instead of using the replacement cartridges. I got the refillable cartridge, and it's a pretty blue. You can't see it. I don't even know how to get it in focus. And then, like I said, it's ultra fine. Yeah, there's no There's no bringing that into focus. Anyway, it's an ultra fine nib, and it's Platinum 3776. I really like it. Like I said, when we get into what's on your easel here in a minute, I will I'll show you what it does, how it works. 7356 on prime. There you go, Carol. Yeah, Pamela's putting it in there for posterity. They put it in a chat. Hey, Pensacola Art. What are you cooking? She says she's watching and cooking. Terry says she does not need that fan. I didn't either, so I started. A port blowing. Where are you? You're in Pensacola. Duh. That's a bit of a drive. It'll be cold by the time I get there. We'll have to warm it up. Totally worth the drive, though. Put this dark on a little too thick. It's taking a long time to dry. I'm only going to really focus on drying the areas that I know I'm going to need. Like right there. I need right there to dry. I could take a tissue and wash it off, I guess. I mean, I know I am going to paint on top of it, so if it bleeds through, it'll be fine. I am going to paint on top of that. Someone's at the door. Hello? It's Junior. Hello? That sped up the drying time. Terry had Campbell soup. I think my wife ordered a pizza, and because I'm not in there, I think she ordered it from Domino's instead of Marco's, which is fine for tonight, but for tomorrow it sucks because the Marco's pizza is good all week long, and the Domino's pizza is only good tonight. Alright, let's see here. We need to finish out this background is what we need to do so we can get on to what's on your easel. So let's take oh, I don't know. I hate this indecisive crap. Where is my let's just use one of these. I need to make a palette real quick. The kids and I have been out here painting quite a bit. So I make these little palettes up. This is acrylic paper. I get this acrylic paper in bulk. Which I don't know why they call it acrylic paper, because it doesn't work any better than any other paper. It's just thick. Anyway, but for, I don't know, $8 or $9, I get about 1,000 sheets or so, and they make great little palettes. Let's see here. See, I think I'm going to use purple and white to do the background. Did anyone send in easels? I haven't checked easels today. I have not checked easels today. So I don't know if anybody sent any easels in yet. I don't know yet if anybody has sent in easels. Look at how subtle that is. I love that. Can't talk. Already, I haven't, like I said, I haven't checked easels yet today. So I don't know if anybody's sent any in. I hope so. Otherwise, what's on your easel is going to be a very short experience. Alright. And then, let's see. Let's go ahead and mask in this part. We don't want too much detail here because it's in the dark, right? We just want the light to bend around the corner. Don't want details. How are we doing on time? It's 7 o'clock already. Alright. I'm so close. I already know what I want to do. I already know how to finish it. Yeah, and just a little bit more detail to the background. This is all background. Let's see here. Did anyone send in easels? You still have time, Terry. Not me. Bad girl. Pamela did. Carol still has time. Now you understand that when I'm asking for easels, it's not necessarily paint. I mean, if you're sculpting something, if you're photographing something, if you're writing poetry, I may not read the whole poetry, but you know. But you're not limited to what's on. You're not limited to paint. If you're decorating for Halloween, no one uses bed. No, that's the sheets hanging off the edge of the bed. No one uses bed skirts. I feel like I need to write it. Ed. Alright. That's enough of that nonsense. Alright, let me dry this. Because everything else is going to go Everything else is going to be bright and on top of it. No, I don't have an appointment. I don't have an appointment. I just find that the problem is, Carol, is that when I already know what I'm going to do, it just goes so fast. And if I slow down, I put too much thought into it, I mess it up. I was thinking about doing another stream a couple of nights a week, like Monday nights. Because Monday nights I do the. Are you growing bunnies or new puppies? Oh, bunnies and hanging dog hair bunnies under the bed. Oh my goodness, the amount of dog hair that's running through our house. We might as well be raising bunnies. So I was thinking, since I paint the minis on Mondays and I usually do a watercolor on Wednesday. On Sunday, I'm taking the botanical watercolor class. I signed up for an online pinup class. Of course, I couldn't stream while I did figure drawing because the models probably wouldn't appreciate that. But I'm gonna set this aside. But there's a couple of other nights a week that I paint, and I'm thinking that maybe I could stream during those times. Someone's wandering in. Hello.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I was telling you pizza is here.
The pizza is here?
Yeah.
Did you get it from Domino's?
Yeah.
We can only eat it tonight.
That's not true.
Domino's is no good the next day.
Yes, it is.
No, Domino's is horrible the next day. Domino's is wonderful tonight, but it's horrible the next day. That's the book I'm painting tonight. Don't throw it back on the floor. I was just about to do what's on the easel. Do you have an easel to show?
Sure.
Look at her outfit.
No.
Look, no, where's your spinners? Show me your spinners.
This thing's been stacked.
Here's what's funny about this. People think she's dressed up for Halloween. Show them your legs.
Stop picking on me.
Show them your legs. She wears these things year round. We're spooky people.
Oh, we got stitches on it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I was going to clear this off so I'm done eating.
I thought you were
Bother all of you.
Okay, but you're going to eat first, or
Food.
what are you saying?
I'm gonna bother you when I'm done eating.
Okay. Okay, well, we were about to do what's on your easel. Do you have an easel?
I'll show you. Hi.
I don't have a whole lot of easels. Let's see what's on your easel. What's on your easel? What's on your easel? What's on your easel today? Alright, where's my phone? I just had my phone. I know, she just keeps getting big, doesn't she, Carol? It's crazy. It's over here. Let me do this. It's always a surprise. Easels. I got an easel from October 11th. That's not today. Uh-oh. I got an easel from Terry. I got 2 easels from Pamela. Woohoo! Alright, let's see here. So the first easel is from Pamela. Watercolor and mica watercolor with some glitter brush pens. Hard to see the shiny in the picture. Okay, so watercolor. I don't know what mica watercolor is. So watercolor and mica watercolor with sparkly brush pens. Yeah, it's hard to capture glitter in a picture. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Oh yeah, you can see it on the. You can see it when you zoom in on it. You can really. You can see the. You can see the glitter brush pen when you zoom in on it. It really makes nice highlights, doesn't it? Very nice. Look at the bird. Look at her bird. Pamela's giving us the bird. She said her hair isn't black, so she's still okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. And then wait, I didn't read the description. Currently on the work table, much to do yet. So this is what is currently on Pamela's work table with much to do yet. And there was a second picture that shows a close-up of how she's letting the spatters of watercolor make the foliage. I love watercolor. I see guys on Instagram and Facebook using watercolor so precisely, and to me that just completely undoes the use of watercolor. Watercolor to me is meant to be loose. It's supposed to be unpredictable. Let the water. Okay, so Terry sends in playing with neon acrylic paints and a stencil. Autumn paints in colors that summer has never seen. Ooh, autumn paints in colors that summer has never seen. Ooh, pretty. We don't get autumn here. We go summer, winter.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's not true.
Actually, the truth is we go summer,
fall, spring.
There's no actual winter here.
I had snow last year.
It did snow last year.
It was beautiful.
For like 2 hours. There was a whole snowflake. When the snowflake
canceled school for 5 days.
When the snowflake fell, they canceled school for 5 days because there was a snowflake.
It was so beautiful.
And the first day everybody was terrified of the snowflake, and the other 4 days they were out, they were busy looking for the snowflake. It was horrible.
Where is the snowflake?
Where is the snowflake? What you got?
Here, I got this one.
This is what is on Girl 2's easel.
Happy
Halloween!
And this one, just this one.
Just this one?
Just this one.
What does that say? Toxic?
Yeah.
If it's toxic, you want to come get it? Let's play. What?
Never mind. No, there were people that were saying a lot of people were being toxic when it was that, and I'm like, if you really want to see that, then just come. Let's go.
Sometimes I wonder about you.
I'm special in the head.
Other times I wonder why it's only sometimes.
I'm special. I love you too, Dad.
I love that line. Oh, Sergeant Morris used that line on me when I was in the Army, and I've laughed about it ever since. He said, I wonder about you sometimes, Private. Other times I wonder why it's only sometimes. Okay, so my easel. On Sunday, I have been, look at this. Okay, first I want to show you this. I bought, this is dumb, I bought a set of plates so that I could do more watercolors and set up specific palettes for each watercolor. So, because I only work on watercolors for about 30 minutes at a time, and then I set it aside to let that layer dry, and then I can pick out another watercolor. And I thought, you know what, if I wanted to complete a watercolor every week, and it takes me 4 weeks to do it, then I need to have 4 watercolors going. So I bought a set of plates so that I could always have a fresh palette to go with the paints. I know that's dumb. I know it's dumb, but it's kind of like having to have a special notebook for everything, a special sketchbook for everything you're working on. You know, like I have a sketchbook to work on noses. I have a face sketchbook. I have a watercolor sketchbook. And let me tell you how much fun it is painting on hot press watercolor paper. I like the hot press watercolor paper. David, David! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we got 3 Dave in the house. Somebody poke Blade and tell him I'm here. Hey Dave, I think I noticed. So, okay, I got the hot press watercolor paper, and I'm still doing the botanical thing. I still have to learn. Here's the little stuff that being an artist I've never been good at. You see the fingerprints on the paper. Do you see where when I rinse my brush out, the paint, the water from the water bucket splashed out and got on the paper right here? You may not be able to see it very well in the light right there. Dry it up nice and light, but the fingerprints are pretty obvious. So making sure that my hands are clean and that I'm not touching anything dirty. Plus I'm working in the garage, so it's dirty in the garage. But this is step 1, and step 1, this is the animation course that I'm taking. Step 1 is you paint in the lightest lights, the highlights, and then you paint in the most average colors. So the 2 highlights that we painted was this bluish highlight that goes across the top of the pea pod, and then this yellow highlight that goes across this bottom lip of the pea pod. And then you paint in the average color, which is really the shade of the highlight on each pea. So we painted everything else the shade of the highlight of the pea, and then you go in and paint your darkest darks. And then there's some brown spots that I had to add the brown spots in. And the main reason you do that is you want to make sure that when you go back and paint the next layer, you can see where everything is, and you can see that you can see that when you go to painting. This guy, you know I'm on the show. I'm not talking to you on the phone. Anyway, that's the technique, and so that's what I'm trying to learn. But the most important thing I'm trying to learn is to slow down, because I don't paint like this. It's very, very difficult for me to slow down and paint a little bit at a time. You know, I did the pear the last time. It took me 4 weeks to do the pear. It's very, very difficult for me to slow down and do this. And I'm forcing myself to slow down and do this so that I can add more detail to my other projects, because I've never been much of a detail guy in the paints, and it's always limited my work. It's limited what I can do as far as representation. So if I want it to be, I want it to look like a rail station, but I want it to look like that particular rail station, or I want it to look like a little girl, but I want it to look like that particular little girl. I've never really spent time slowing down to look at the details, and so now I'm slowing down to look at the details. So that's what this is about, and I do that on Sundays. This is the kind of crap I'm talking about right there. I put that cover sheet down over here, it got in the paint, and now it's on my watercolor paper. Do you see that? That's exactly the crap I'm talking about. I've never been good at taking care of stuff like that. So now that's permanently on there. And now it's all, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's still getting, it's on the fingers, and it's still everywhere. This is exactly the crap I'm talking about, though. I've never been good at that. I've always been really good at flinging paint around and having fun with it and making pretty things, but I've never been good at the neatness and the patience to do stuff and not end up with crap like this. Let me put that way over there. I probably just threw it into something that forever got it done. Okay, so that's Sundays. And then, hey Dave, did you send in an easel? Blade problems. Dave, did you send an easel in? We're still on what's on your easel. So if you want to send it, if somebody tells me they're sending an easel in, I'll still do the easels. So we're still doing the alphabet on the miniatures, and I'm on the letter I. And Dave said it was meta because I was painting about paint supplies. So I guess if you paint about paint supplies, it's meta these days. So I've got that miniature there, my little ink bottle that I painted. Which this is an example of what I'm talking about too. This does not look like the ink bottle that I used for a reference. In any stretch of the imagination, does not look like the, well, I guess it kind of looks like the ink bottle that I used as a reference. I guess it kind of does. Maybe a little bit. But it's not, you couldn't look to that ink bottle and say that's the specific ink bottle I was looking at. So that's why I'm doing the slowing down, learning the other stuff thing. Dave says I have no easel stuffs. Happy accident. It's not a happy accident when the acrylics seal your watercolor paper and you can't paint on your watercolor anymore. And so I've continued on with the Inktober thing. What is today? Today is the 25th. 24th was Wednesday. 23rd was Tuesday. 22nd was Monday. 21st was Sunday. Saturday. Friday, Thursday. So since last Thursday, the prompts were bottle, scorched. Can you see the sunburn? Scorched. That's my wife if she spends 30 minutes in the sun. Except my wife's boobs are bigger. Breakable. Drain. Pamela fell off the ink wagon. That's okay. The idea is to art every day. Expensive. That's from a movie like Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, or I forget what movie it's from. Muddy. And then last night's was Chop. Carol, which one did you love? Carol said she loved that one. Which one did you love? Bottle or Drain, or which one? She loved Scorched. that's my, like I said, that's my wife whenever she goes out into the sunshine. And then I have fallen off the Faces wagon. You're talking, Pamela's in the chat room talking about how she fell off the ink wagon. I fell off the Faces wagon. Here's what I've discovered. I can't do multiple challenges. I have to focus on one challenge, because if I'm doing Inktober, then I'm doing a finished piece every day, a little, even if it's small, finished piece every day to show everybody. I spend entirely too much time on it, and I don't get to practice it on the faces and everything else. And so my 100-day of faces has stopped at like 47 or 42 or whatever day I dropped off. Oh! I was going to show you what the ultrafine nib did for me. I was going to show you what the ultrafine nib did for me. So if you look back, last night was the first night I used the ultrafine nib for the cross hatching. If you look back at the cross hatching on this one, if you go, or let's go back to the one Carol liked, Scorched. If you look at the cross hatching on this one, look how thick the lines are. Can you see how thick the lines are on the cross hatching? On the sunburn? It almost distracts. Don't look behind you. Oh no. It almost detracts from the image. But then if you go to this one and look at the cross hatching, you almost can't tell on the arms. You almost can't tell that it's not just shading, because the pen is that much finer. And I don't know what the measurements are. It's like a 0.03. It's tiny, but I'm loving it. But each of your Inktober's have a face, so keep counting. Oh, I could keep counting my faces. Well, the Scorched didn't have a face. So there was another one. There was one like Cruel didn't have a face. There was one that I thought, you know, a butt would go really good for that plot, but I decided against just doing the gratuitous body parts. So, but I've discovered that I don't have the bandwidth to do multiple challenges. So my 100-day challenge fell down. I'll have to pick it back up, and I'm not starting over. I'm just going to pick up at 42 and drive on, because I still have been doing ink every night. Oh, precious coffee with rum in it. Oh my goodness, did you hear that Johnny Depp, they're talking about doing another Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp? And they haven't decided if it's going to be another chapter without Johnny Depp, or if they're just going to reboot the whole series without Johnny Depp. Can you imagine Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp? Sweet precious rum. Okay, back to what we were doing. Yeah. Oh goodness. Are you cross-hatching or hatching or both? Both. I'm doing both. I'm cross-hatching and I'm hatching. Since you asked, nothing could be finer than a point of final liner in the more. Oh, great. Way to go, David. Get me started singing. So, you can see that I start cross-hatching. First I'm hatching, then I'm cross-hatching. Cross-hatching, hatching. But then on this one, you have to really zoom in on her neck to see the cross-hatching. And down here on her legs. You have to really zoom in to see the cross-hatching. Yeah, David thinks it's a. David always gets a thrill out of getting a song stuck in my head. Way to go, David, because that's a challenge. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. I wonder what Carolina thinks about that. All right, so back to this. Focus. Where are we?
Hey, your trunk is open. Do you know that?
No, would you shut my trunk, please?
Sure.
I had no idea that my trunk is open. POTC without him. Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean without him. It took me like 5 minutes of looking at that, David, to figure out what POTC stood for. I saw that comment and I've been sitting here going, POTC. I'm not as sharp as I used to be, David. I'm old. Okay. So let's get some skin tones going here. A little bit of orange, a little bit of white, a little bit of purple. Kind of gray it out a little bit because it's dark. And let's put a face here. And let's put a face here. Let's put an arm here and a fist. Just like that. Just like that. It's just that easy. And let's give the wife some hair, because my wife has hair. A little bit of orange, a little bit of red. Probably gonna need some yellow here in a minute. A little bit of orange, a little bit of red, a little bit of white, because none of that's opaque. Just a little bit of yellow, because she has a blonde streak. She dyes the hair on her head. I probably never told you guys this. She dyes a streak in her hair blonde because she has a streak on her whole body, starting with her eyebrow. She has a blonde streak, which it's on her right side. She has a blonde streak that goes down her whole body. It's the coolest thing. She's striped. My wife is pinstriped. It's the coolest thing. But she dyes that streak in her hair to match it. Let's see. My husband made me a Cape Cod, but I told him many more days like today I'll need the vodka straight up. Thanks for showing that close-up, cuz glasses. LOL. Blame the lag. What do y'all think of the zombie? Haven't seen it. I haven't seen the zombie commercial either. Now, here's where this gets really tricky. Because what do I do for... What do I do for my head when I'm obviously not wearing a hat in bed and I have no hair? Do I just leave the bald or do I put the hat on there? I don't know what to do. Let's start with, and you know what, that needs some white mixed into it. That blue is, I can already tell that blue is going to dry way too dark. I'm going to add just a little white to it. Make it more of a baby blue. Because my wife is stacked. So there's that. And then a little bit of black on here. I'm just going to go ahead and go with the black hat. I am going to wear a hat in bed. You wouldn't recognize me without my hat anyway, even though I'm wearing a tan hat today. I get tired of zombies. Pamela French says, I get tired of zombies. But she LOL'd. Apparently there's a phone commercial about zombies. Now I have to wait for the chat to catch up so that I can see what zombie they think of. I do. I have a nightcap. That's what I should... My nightcap is rum and Sprite Zero. Because there's no sugar and there's no caffeine to keep... Oh, wait. That's not what we're talking about, is it? Put a stocking on your head. Oh! Stocking cap. I didn't even think about a stocking cap. Let's see here. Spooky stuff. I like the spooky stuff. See, I probably have to make her hair. I can probably do jet black. Spooky. Okay, let me dry this real quick. Yeah, Sprite Zero. Cat Sailor Jerry's, spiced rum, mixed with a little Sprite Zero. No sugar, no caffeine to keep me awake at night. Just sweet enough to... That's my nightcap. hardly see that hairline though, because it's where I think this kid is stealing my brushes. Where is my small round? I could use that one, but that's too big. That's not the small one that I'm looking for. I kid you not. I think this child is stealing my brushes. All right. I wanted this to be more like this. And I want it to be here like this. Ooh. And then I'm going to, before I go any further, I'm going to add some white over here so that you can see that hairline. Go ahead and add some highlight to that just a little bit. Just a little bit. Do the same thing over here. Of course, with her, it makes her hair look gray. Probably wasn't that good of an idea with her. She'd kill me if she saw me painting her with gray hair. She said she'd go full on red before she goes gray, and I'm like, hell yeah. I mean, well, whatever you want, baby. See, and this brush won't go to a point. Something, can you see? I have got to stop letting the kids use my brushes. I'm going to get me a nice set of brushes. I'm going to spend $5-6 on a nice set of brushes, and I'm just not going to let the kids use them. That's what I'm going to do. Whew, can't talk. Already. Okay. I need to come back and do this with my brush pen is what I need to do. I should probably do that. I should probably dry this and do the rest of it with my brush pen. I love my brush pen. I don't know if I've ever told y'all that or not. I love my brush pen. I'm going to have to dry that before I can go any further. Lock them up. Carol says lock up my art supplies. That's smart. Lock them up. It's the only way. Little ghost, what I'm scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? Yeah, I'm the only one that sees you, and I can't do much to please you, and it's not yet time to meet the Lord above. Every morning when I woke, I would see my little ghost, wondering if it's really her that's lying there. I'd lean to hug her and I'd whisper, but not brave enough to kiss her. When I held her, I was really holding air. Little ghost, one I'm scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? I'm the only one that sees you, and I can't do much to please you. And it's not yet time to meet the Lord above. Ooh, Daddy likes. Okay. Time to get serious. Everybody got the brush pen. Seriously, I'm gonna have to. Oh, it's not. At least it's not. The glare's not so bad right now. When everything's wet, there's a glare and it's hard to see. But at least it's not so bad. But I don't know if I've ever told you how much. Here's what I figured out about my brush pen. Why I was having so much troubles with it. There's an air vent. There's a little air pinhole. I can't see it right now because it's crushed it over. Anyway, there's a little air pinhole to let air back in so that the paint can flow out. And when the brush pen stops working, it's because that air vent is clogged up. And so if I just stop and open it enough to let some air get back in, then the thing works again. So that was good to learn. I was happy because I was struggling with my brush pen. See how I put the boobs in because my wife is stacked. Shh, here she comes. Nope, it's my daughter. It's okay.
What were you talking about?
Your mom.
She's really pretty.
She is really pretty and stacked.
Yeah. Can I steal the card again?
What?
Can I steal it?
You need another card?
Yeet.
She's over there. Girl 2's over there painting minis.
I like minis. They're cute. Where's the Santa? Where did I put the Santa? Why do we have a box of plates?
Why what?
Why do we have a box of plates?
Oh, because I needed palettes for my watercolors.
Okay.
Ooh, this is spooky. Can you see how spooky this is? This is wicked spooky. Alright, how are we doing on time? Oh my goodness, it's 7:45. We've been going forever. I don't know, but if you don't start putting my brushes up, you're not using them anymore.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
I I left one out because it was drying. And this brush is mine.
Don't panic. Don't tease me with hopes of art, Mom. Woman!
No.
Lover!
Mom.
Caca! Caca!
Hey, Dad, there's this thing called two doors.
Hey, I've got a phone.
Oh, shoot. Crap. Mom, please don't have your phone on me.
She's got her phone. You know she has her phone.
Not on her. She's at, like, laying around. I think she's in the back.
No, I heard her in the kitchen.
I need the white one.
What?
I need the white one.
This?
Yes. Where's the knife? The stabby thing. Shoot.
You know, I don't know why I'm doing this. I have a dwarf right here that could go get her.
Dwarf! Excuse me!
Elf.
Excuse me! Okay, there we go.
Fairy.
Excuse me. 5'8". I am not a dwarf, thank you.
She's taller than me. I can't call her a dwarf anymore.
With who? I never liked people. I will accept hobbitses because I do eat a lot. So.
And you have big feet.
Yes, I know I have big feet. Now eat me a yo.
See how we have the sunrise coming through the windows? You have to put the white paint down first because the yellow's not opaque like a snake. What?
My finger's already painted and I just started. This is why we can't have nice things.
You should have seen me get acrylic paint on my watercolor paper a minute ago.
How dare you, Dad?
I was so mad.
Oh my god, you guys. I can't find my things.
Hang on a minute, I can make this happen.
Why don't you?
Because I'm wedged in here.
You should have gotten an easier one. Chill.
Don't be snippy with me.
I'm not being snippy.
Hello.
Hey, boy toy,
Oh
could you tell my lover that she is needed in the garage?
You're needed in the garage.
Boy.
Thank you, sir.
She said she's up on a ladder and she'll be there in just a minute.
Is she naked?
She's not naked. The kids are still awake.
Ha ha!
Nah, it's never stopped her before.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, she'll come in just a minute.
I took that to a dark place. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, Dave. I got her coming. I got her on her way.
Shoot, dude. Why is the water so pretty and purple? Oh, because it's painted with a lot of purples. Help me.
What does this need? What
Needs blue.
What does this need to
It needs blue.
drive the fear home?
Blue. Broccoli. It needs a small piece of broccoli.
Ooh, broccoli would be scary.
Yeah, you've got green. Do it. Can you have yellow and blue? Work your magic. Tiny little piece of broccoli in the bed. Is that pillow?
Huh?
Is that pillow?
Unique with Chantiel La Fontaine?
Yeah, pillow.
Yeah.
That was my job!
You don't do this anymore. You're autonomous.
No, I still can't bother you.
No,
you guys
no.
are just both asleep.
You're autonomous.
What do you mean, bro?
Oh, you meant your other lover. I was naked, but then I got dressed.
Crap.
Come this way. Girl one's boy toy. The fiancé.
The big kid ones.
Wait, is it? Is it?
Yay, mommy!
Yeah! Hey. Hey. What's wrong with you?
There's a bug.
You're on camera.
Awesome.
3.Diva Dave says hi. He says he wanted to see you and your boobs. Oh. Anyway, There's my beautiful young bride.
Sorry, I tired.
See her blonde streak? There. She goes all the way down her body. I was telling them about your blonde streak
Oh yeah, it does.
when I painted it on your redhead.
Now I'm a redhead.
Well, you're always a redhead.
I am.
Look, when I do this, it feels like a redhead. Okay.
Really hard, she may become red.
She said she.
You wish really hard.
You know, I have 3 Doctor Who's recorded for us to watch. Okay.
Let's watch them. Hi,
He did not. He says, I did not say boobs.
Well, they kind of come with me. Sorry.
I said boobs. That was me.
You're supposed to let it dry.
I said that. So okay. Did you have a? Do you have an art teacher update?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Sorry.
You see what that brat just did to me? Anyway.
I'm changing the filters on the AC.
Okay.
I've got stuff to do.
Okay.
Bye, peoples.
We're about done. We're wrapping this up right now. So yeah. Did you see the scary page? 5 a.m. Nana, I'm hungry.
This is his everyday.
I know. So okay, so this is tonight's fear is Nana, I'm hungry. It's 5 a.m. You know, because the kid comes in the room and look how scared she is. Look at the wife. Ah, look at me pretending to sleep.
Not it.
God, yeah, not it. I'm pretending to sleep through it, and then there's the little kid. Nana,
No, she never
I'm
comes
hungry,
to me.
and I can't. I would have done you or your brother, but you and your brother are autonomous. You guys will come downstairs and make a bowl of cereal or
That's not true.
or fry an egg or microwave something
Tell him microwave him.
or forage for candy or something.
There we go. That's more
You'll
likely.
do something. Everybody else is autonomous and will get their own. But what kills me is this kid will wake up, leave her parents' room.
I know, while Ashlyn is pretending to sleep.
Yeah, because girl 1 is pretending to sleep, and the dad is pretending to sleep, and grandpa's pretending to sleep. Nana's the only
She
one.
never comes into my room, maybe because I'm actually asleep.
It's because you're mean when people wake you up.
This
We're
is
all
true.
afraid.
Agreed.
This
We're
is
all
true.
afraid to wake you up.
Oh, really? Then how come it still happens?
Oh no, Carol, I am absolutely pretending. I promise you. I wake up every day about 4 o'clock regardless, and I will lay there with my eyes like this. Don't move. Don't let him know. I will lay there just as still as I can until somebody else takes care of the dogs, until somebody else takes care of the kids.
Okay, Mom.
Huh?
Okay, Mom. I just come in and bother you. I'm like, get.
It works better if the dogs come get you. But you're mean when we wake you up.
I'm not mean.
Okay, so that's this
I
week's
just like hugging people.
that's this week's horror page. 5 a.m. Nana, I'm hungry.
That's why I can't paint or have nice things.
That's pretty scary to me. It's terrifying. Terrifying.
Don't you think?
Terrifying. You don't think it's terrifying?
It's my everyday life. It's fine.
He says it's my everyday life. It's fine.
She will wake up and that's the first thing that she says before she even gets up.
Food.
I'm hungry.
Oh.
Nice to meet you.
Oh.
Hungry. I'm Dad.
The other day she woke up and she hadn't even opened her eyes yet. She hadn't even got the crust out of her eyes yet, and she's talking to her mom, and she says, "Mama, when you pick me up from school today, can we stop and get something to eat on the way home?
Can we have a snack on the way home?
On the way home from school today, can we stop and get something to eat?" She hadn't even left the house. It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
She was sitting on the toilet. Not gonna lie.
Her eyes are closed, sitting on the toilet, not even completely dressed and out of the room yet. What, this afternoon after school? Can we stop and eat
Get food.
and get food?
I like food.
Oh my goodness!
She's definitely her mother's child.
Everyone knows now. Everyone knows what now? Oh, about the blonde streak. Yeah. So here's Carol. It would scare me because she doesn't have a grandchild. Yeah, there's nothing scarier in the world than in the middle of the night when you hear that baby laughing in the middle of the night, and you don't have a baby.
Yeah. That's so fun.
All right. So, guys, this is my favorite night of the week. I look forward to it every week when I get to art with my besties. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure and tune in next week. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. And we dance until somebody... This is the dancing part. We dance until somebody... Oh, flossing. We dance until somebody says they see us dancing because...
Sorry.
Because that's how we know
got big.
that the lag has caught up with us. And once we know that the lag is caught up with us,
don't tell us.
Be sure next week if you want to be part of what's on your easel, be sure and send an email to blade@artisticbiker.com with the subject line easel. And Pamela French says she sees us dancing. So
no,
peace out, yo.